Hi folks, welcome back to Pigs in a Bullet. My name is Neil. I'm going to be cooking a pork butt for you this time, and it's going to be my very first overnight cook. So stick around and see how it goes. Find out if I win or if it's an epic fail. Alright, so as I said, this is going to be my very first overnight cook. So I'm a little nervous. Hopefully things go smoothly and I don't have an epic fail here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to prep the pork butt here. It is right about 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday for me, and I'm hoping to put this on the smoker tonight about 9 o'clock. Give it about an hour, hour and a half, make sure my temperatures are smooth and consistent, and then I'm going to hit the bed. And then hopefully tomorrow morning, wake up to an almost cooked pork butt that I can finish up and then have ready for lunchtime. So stick around, we're going to prep this and see how it goes. Takes care of the first part of the prep here. So what I'm going to do is get this wrapped up, put it in the fridge, and get this on, like I said, around 9 o'clock tonight. Going to be cooking on Weber charcoal with some peach wood for the first time, so looking forward to really seeing how that tastes, especially with the pork. I like a sweeter wood, so cherry, maple, apple, and now peach for the first time, so those tend to really complement pork very well. So looking forward to that. So stick around and we'll see you tonight. All right, we are 10 and a half hours later. It is 8:30 p.m. I'm about to light my charcoal chimney. I've got my charcoal loaded up in the smoker. So as soon as that chimney's ready to go, I'm gonna pour the coal in there, get the top on the smoker, get my water pan filled up, and then we'll get the pork butt on, hopefully around 9 o'clock. Folks, sorry for the smoke there. I forgot to do this before I put the top on. Got the chimney poured in. Got a bunch of wood added here, so it'll just go for a good while with the peach wood there. Smells amazing. First time using peach wood and the Weber charcoal, and both of them are awesome. So gonna get the water pan filled up and get the meat on. All right, folks, pork butt is on the smoker. I'm gonna get the lid on this thing, put that fire out, but we are rolling. It's about 10:30. Temperatures have kind of stabilized here between 225 and 235 and seem pretty consistent there. So I'm gonna call it a night, and we'll see you back in the morning, see how we're doing. Good morning. It is now about 7:30, and we're checking in on the pork butt. Temperatures are about 185. Temperature was consistent on the pit last night between 225 and 240, so that's great. I've been up since about 6:30, so let's take a look at the pork butt now that we got a little light and see how it looks. All right, so we've got some good bark and some good color on here. I did have a little split here in the fat cap on the top, right there where the bone is. Just a little bit of a thinner piece there, so looks like it's gonna pull away from the bone fairly easily, which is nice. It is super tender to the probe, and hopefully we're gonna be in for some good eating later. 95 mark. So I'm going to add some mop here. The mop is apple cider vinegar, some peach nectar, and a little bit of my rub. Let's get a little bit in there. Just want to kind of coat the top there. Some of those little white flakes you see are just little bits of butter that I used to mop earlier. So we got a little bit to go, for about an hour and a half, but she's coming along nicely. Right, so it is now 10:30, so we are 13 and a half hours later. Just pulled this off the smoker. I'm gonna get this wrapped up in foil, let it rest for an hour. Color looks really good. Still have this kind of odd split right here where the fat and some of the connective tissue kind of broke down there, but hopefully that just let more flavor in, but we will find out. But overall, pretty happy with the color and the texture on it, so we'll come back in an hour, get it pulled, and see how she tastes. It's been an hour, so let's get this pork butt unwrapped and start pulling, see what it looks like, and more importantly, what it tastes like. pull, just kind of get some big chunks out of that. What I'm going to do now is the taste test. You can see when I pulled it out, the bone pretty much came out clean, had a little bit stuck on the bottom side, but it came right out. So that tells me it's nice and tender. It felt tender when I was pulling it. So let's grab a chunk and see how it tastes. Should have taken smaller chunks. Anyway, here we go. So I've got a little piece right here. I like the bark, that's good flavor. It's got good flavor through the meat. The peachwood's a little more subtle. Definitely has a woody taste with just a really slight hint of sweetness. Good smoke ring on there, good flavor. And what you saw me pour back in was essentially my mop and some of the drippings from the pork from that last hour and a half or so while I was cooking. So, first overnight cook, we're gonna call it a win. I think the pork butt is nice and tender. Maybe it could be a little more tender, but again, 13 and a half hours, so I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna sign off for this episode of Pigs in a Bullet. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.